Hello, all my fairy friends. My name is Fairy Belle, and I'm a book fairy. Today, I'm a little bit sad. Something happened that made me very sad today. I lost one of my very special pets. My pet rooster Roger passed away, and it's made me very sad. Sometimes people we love don't stay with us. Sometimes we lose people who we care very much about. Sometimes they're not even people. Sometimes they're pets. When I feel sad, I like to read a book to make myself feel better. Will you do story time with me today to help me feel better? Thank you. I've got a very special book today. It's about when you lose somebody that you love. It's called The Heavy Bag. Shall we read this book together? Okay. Enid felt feelings she had never felt before. They whooshed down from her head to her toes. The feelings arrived the day her grandad died. Those feelings made her think about all the things she was carrying in her bag, things she wanted to keep safe. Enid placed the bag on her back. It grew heavy as she walked. Before long, Enid came across a lemonade stand. The girl behind the stand said, "Hello, I'm Margot. That's a really big bag you're carrying. What do you have in there?" "Not telling," Enid replied angrily. Enid could feel her cheeks burn as hot tears stung her eyes. But then, taking the pack from her back, she pulled out a cracked telescope. "Grandad said he would drink lemonade and look at the stars with me." Margot smiled and said, "You're carrying so much. It's hard for you to walk. I'm happy you shared and decided to talk. Let me hold it for you to lighten your load. You are not alone as you walk on this road." Enid felt her cheeks cool as she handed the telescope to Margot. She pictured a smile beneath Grandad's fluffy grey moustache. But then Enid's eyes began to sting. As Enid walked, she saw a man with his dog walking towards her. "What's wrong?" he asked. Enid wiped her tears with the back of her hand. "I lost my grandad." "I see," said the man. "I'm Jack. That's a heavy bag you're carrying. What do you have in there?" "A large wooden boat Grandad made me. We were going to sail it here together." Jack smiled and said, "You're carrying so much, it's hard for you to walk. I'm happy you shared and decided to talk. Let me hold it for you to lighten your load. You are not alone as you walk this road." Enid handed the boat to Jack and watched as he took it to the water's edge. "We can watch it sail off on its journey together," he said. Enid felt the corners of her mouth rise as she watched the boat gently bob up and down. She put her bag back on and noticed it felt even more different. As Enid began to walk again, she stumbled across a lady sitting on a bench. "Hello, I'm Ida. What's that delicious smell?" Enid reached inside her bag, pulling out a large biscuit tin. "Grandad loved feeding birds in his garden." Ida gestured towards the birds with a wink. I know some little creatures that would love to taste your baking. Ida smiled and said, You're carrying so much. It's hard for you to walk. I'm happy you shared and decided to talk. Let me hold it for you to lighten your load. You are not alone as you walk this road. Enid wiggled her shoulders and shook her arms as she put her bag back on. It felt even more different. A warm glow flowed through Enid's body. Smiling at Ida, Enid went on her way. As Enid walked, those whooshing feelings went up and down her body again, and her mind whirled. She began to think. What if she had visited Grandad that morning with a glass of lemonade? Would his heart not have broken? What if she had told Grandad it was a wonderful day to sail his boat? What if she had told him she was baking him some biscuits? Would he have waited for them? Arriving home, Enid looked across the road at her granddad's house. Her bag was so much lighter now. She'd got rid of the heavy things. Her thoughts were lighter, with memories of drinking lemonade and spotting stars, of sailing boats and baking treats. The memories would always be there. They were joyful and light and fluttered happily around her. And that's the end of the story. Reading that story made me feel so much better. I have memories of the time when Roger and I used to sit out in my fairy yard and he would eat all the scraps from my fairy kitchen and he would let me give him fairy snuggles and he would tap on the back of my window to say, let me in, let me in. And he would come inside and we would read stories together. That makes my heart feel very light, remembering all the wonderful times that Roger the Rooster and I spent together. If you've lost someone special, I hope reading this book has made your heavy load feel a little bit lighter. Thank you very much for spending story time with me today. And thank you very much for believing in me. And never forget that I believe in you too.